In this video, I will show you how to give your students a basic quiz, an auto-graded assessment, see what they know, have it auto-grade, and go directly into your Otis gradebook. When you land on your homepage in Otis, of course, you see all of your classes, a card for each class here. Again, this is very different than Google Classroom. You do not need to go into a class because you will create your assessment separate from your class, which really makes sense because in the real world, if you're making a physical paper assessment, you didn't make that while you were in class, hopefully. On a good day, you made that separately and then went and copied it and passed it out to your class, right? Same type of concept here, and the fact that you will not necessarily go into a class. What you are looking for is over here on the left-hand side, assessments. So again, you will create this quiz or this assessment that does not belong to a class, and then you will go hand it out to your class digitally. At this point, you see all the assessments that you have created. Those are your drafts. Think of this as your filing cabinet. In an old school physical paper copy world, this is where I put all of my originals. Now, I would like to create an assessment up here in the top right. When I do that, there are three different options. Today we will focus on simple. I will call this Quiz 1. The assessment type is only important if you are weighting categories within your Otis gradebook. And select your grading scale. I think points is really the best option. At this point, I have a blank quiz, and I would like to add a question. And again, this is called a simple assessment because there are only really three options for question type. I will start with multiple choice. And almost like creating a Kahoot, if you've ever created Kahoot, I put my question stem here. Also, don't forget to tag the standard that this question references. If you want to be more creative, you're not limited to just text. I can also upload an image. Now, this is your best friend if you have ever done snipping tool. So if you use snipping tool on your device, you can go snip an image from your PDF that you have and save it and then upload it here. You could record your voice and ask the question to students. You can also record a video of yourself right here in this window without leaving. And you can also import a YouTube video if you have a link to that video. From there, you simply type the answers. Once the answers are all selected, you dictate the correct answer, and then almost like creating a key for your quiz, you have to say how many points it's worth. Now, unfortunately, there's no partial credit. You either get it right or you get it wrong. I can add more options or delete those options, and then that question can be saved. Now you'll notice I have a quiz with one question. I have options to move or copy or delete whatever I need to do, and then I can add another question. I love the YouTube feature here, that as long as I've copied the link to my video, I can embed that right in my question and then ask questions about it. And you will always give a point value and save your question. One thing worth noting is the short answer category. You can enter a short answer question. That question type is not auto-graded, which means that your entire quiz will not be auto-graded because you will need to come in and grade that question for every student before the students receive a grade. Once I am done, assigning right now is probably the easiest option, but you may not be ready to assign, so I'll show you what happens if you save and exit. You'll notice that, again, think of this as your filing cabinet full of originals. When you are ready to assign, look for this melted snowman button. He looks like a snowman that fell over. When I press that melted snowman, I have an option to assign this. And assigning is exactly like you went to the copier, copied all your paper quizzes, and went and handed them to the students that needed them. So I can select my class. You will have more classes than me, and you can also select multiple classes. You can say this student does not need that, so you can customize or differentiate here. You can also select particular groups and always give them a due date so they know when they need to have this done. And as you scroll down towards the bottom, You can give detailed instructions. You also have lots of different settings here. When your settings are ready, look for the Assign button in the top right. When your student logs into Otis and reaches their class, they will access your assessments in their Assessments tab. Here they will see everything that any teacher has given them. They can also filter by class, but you'll notice here is this quiz that we have just created. It is new, they have not started that yet. And this is the type of interface they will see. They have an option to submit. You'll notice it is automatically graded for them. And when they click this, they can come back and see their graded work if you allowed that in the settings, so they can receive instant feedback.